So let us talk about Nicki Minaj and Kamala Harris. And at this point, I do not know what the issue is when it comes to the Democrats. I do sense a lot of entitlement whenever it pertains to celebrity support. I feel like they do not understand the fact that this only solidifies the rumors and speculations that actually it is the Democrats that run Hollywood. To me, it is giving people who are in denial and they cannot comprehend how somebody can still continue to thrive in Hollywood despite not pledging their own personal support to them. It's like, how dare you do this and you're still in our territory? How dare you still thrive and we are the gatekeepers and you're not kissing our behind? That's exactly the message that is being sent there, because you cannot convince me that out of everything that is happening right now in as far as politics is concerned and what's happening in the entire world, the focus is on Nicki Minaj. It's like literally watching a comedy show playing, because it surely doesn't make any sense. Nicki only recently started talking about politics, but somehow, wherever a Democrat is sitting and being interviewed, Nicki Minaj has to be brought up. At this point, I promise you, the dislike for Nicki Minaj is even greater than the dislike for Donald Trump himself. That's exactly what it is giving. And you get to wonder, why is it that way? Why is it so? Why is there no such backlash or such uproar when it pertains to other celebrities? Celebrities who even supported Trump way before the elections. Celebrities that can be credited for assisting in the campaign when it comes to the Republicans. Those are not even being brought up. There are a lot of YT celebrities that are also behind the Orange Man, but we don't see this level of criticism. Which then makes me realize that this is not just about supporting the Orange Man, but this is about a black woman independently choosing to pick a political party that she wants to. It's an indirect message that is being passed, in fact, and I do feel like this is also being done to teach the other women, the other black women in the entertainment industry, so that no other black woman can come out there supporting the Orange Man publicly. This is becoming, in my own opinion, because it has to be about the lesson. It has to be about them forbidding other women and showing them what they're capable of doing, because you cannot convince me that this is still about Nicki Minaj. Like, seriously. And it's sad to see the party being reduced to this, the party's talking points being reduced to celebrity this, celebrity that. It's actually rather sad, in my own opinion. Because not only is it a bad reflection on the party, but in my own opinion, it deters anyone with any critical thinking abilities. Instead of winning people over, this sudden obsession of Nicki Minaj is going to push people away from the party, which is exactly what we do not want. I don't see what the strategy is. Like, what's truly going on? Hence, I'm now saying maybe this is just, you know, because I'm trying to come up with something to explain the logic of going after a single celebrity like this, when the party is way much more than Hollywood. Unless they're indirectly telling us that the party is bound by Hollywood and celebrities. Unless if that's the message they're trying to put across, which I do believe that this is very regressive for the party, in my own opinion. But anyway, let me insert what Kamala had to say in this interview, and then I'll catch you guys after that.
But how do you feel about Nicki Minaj's falling victim of misinformation?
Yeah, I think that, again, one of the things about mis and disinformation is we have to, when we disagree with someone, take that into account in understanding that we may just not be working with the same information. And so let's do what we can to make sure that we are sharing accurate information with as many people as possible, to do what we can to make sure that we are challenging people about what they think the facts are. And making sure we're on the same page about the fact that 2 + 2 will always equal 4. and I think that's how we need to handle.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. There you heard that. The fact that it is a small boy who's being sent with these questions, I don't know. That looks like a small boy. That looks like a child. Why are they asking about Nicki Minaj? So Nicki Minaj is now the face of misinformation? It's hilarious to me, honestly. It's like they're acting like it's not the same Nicki Minaj that was reaching out to Gavin Newsom and he was paying her dust until the moment she decided to become MAGA. All of a sudden, Gavin knew that Nicki Minaj exists. It's crazy when an entire political party prioritizes allegiance with some celebrities and gatekeepers at the expense of what their office is actually supposed to do. And that's what Gavin did. And the funny thing is they don't want to acknowledge that. Because how are you going to be picking sides and taking the title swindler side and then get mad when this goes like, listen, you guys don't want to listen to me. I'm going to get help somewhere. How are you going to be mad at that? Really, truly. You don't want her, but you don't also want her to go where she is wanted. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That logic to me is very flawed. It's like that bitter ex that doesn't want you to move on. They hate you, but they don't want to see you moving on to wherever you're appreciated. And whether they're using each other there, over there, the Republicans, that's a business. Because it's not like they don't also use celebrities. Now, speaking about the irony of Kamala Harris trying to insinuate that, oh, Nicki Minaj cannot comprehend that some things can never change. Oh my God, 2 plus 2 is ever gonna be 4. Nothing is gonna change. Trying to make it seem like Nicki Minaj is a slow woman. The concept of her sitting there and trying to question Nicki Minaj's intellect when Shram Shays was out there speaking on a rally is rather ridiculous. The concept of her questioning Nicki Minaj's intelligence when they had the host twerking on a rally is rather careless, in my own opinion. It's like at this point they're just voluntarily giving ammo to the Republicans to make a mockery of themselves and the party at large. And the sad part is the mockery is not going to end with just Kamala Harris. The entire ethos of the party is going to be questioned. And that's why it's not fair. It is not fair that the loyalty that they have for certain Hollywood gatekeepers is costing the entire party its dignity. Now you have reduced the entire ethos to, oh, Nicki this, Nicki Minaj that. Like, really? Like, really? And whoever is giving those people out questions to ask, ridiculous. And if she was given the questions beforehand, as many interviewers do, I feel like this is one of the questions where she could have said, you know what, I need you to remove this. Imagine an entire vice president of a country, okay, ex-former vice president of a country, aspiring president of a country, sitting down there and discussing a celebrity's political preference in a sit-down interview. This ain't a rally. This is a sit-down interview. An opportunity for you to win more people. An opportunity for you to discuss the policies that you might have not been able to discuss when you were, campaigning. An opportunity to point out the failures of the current ruling party. But no, let's talk about Nicki Minaj. Let's highlight that. And now the TL is full of Republicans dragging you for your choices of representation when you were running. At this point, I don't know, man. I just get disappointed each day. I just get disappointed when an entire party that a lot of people prefer has been reduced to fan wars on Twitter. It's sad. It's like the very thing that people dislike about the Orange Men, including myself, they're also doing that. The same comedy that makes people not like the Orange Men, these are the same antics the guys are doing. And it's making the other people feel like, oh, they're just the same. These political parties are the same. And it's not right. But anyway, Nicki Minaj decided to pay that dust. She went on her own page and she was actually celebrating about her own wins. And I do hope that she continues to do that because she deserves to make her own decisions. And when we cease to allow people, to make their own political choices, then we slowly tap into the world of dictatorship. Because what is freedom of choice when you're not allowed to exercise it however you want? What is the point of the freedom to vote if your political choice is predetermined according to race? What is this? True democracy is being able to respect one another's choice and not expecting others or not trying to force others to choose what we want. In as much as how personally I do not like the antics that Advovo BBO comes with, when she went on there and campaigned for Kamala, I was able to criticize her for the speech and unpreparedness. But did that make me say now I don't like the Democratic Party because Advovo BBO is affiliated with them? Absolutely not. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? It's crazy if you actually look at it. But anyway, that being said, Nicki played it dust, and this is what she had to say in celebration of her gaining in as far as female rappers are concerned on Spotify UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and Nigeria. She said, "Winning is the new cancelled. Thank you, Babs. Love you for life." And this woman has to be studied, and how she bothers people to this extent is something I don't understand. Because for some time I thought it was just the executives, but now it seems like even in the political, she stepped into the political realm way after the elections, didn't even do much, but the next thing you know, the Democrats, oh my God, they act like she has betrayed Jesus or something like that. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let's talk about the Gambo Jambo, okay? The Gambo situation is still going on. In fact, it escalated at some point with a lady who came on TikTok and was basically alleging that, well, she got really sick, she had diarrhea, and she had to go to the hospital. And she was reading some text message that she was alleging came from authorities, and they were basically acknowledging that, yeah, the Gambo Jambo, the witch's brew, is not a good brew, blah, blah, blah. It's all drama over there on TikTok. But what's just funny to me with this entire thing is how the Beehive is handling the situation on Twitter. It's almost like it's really unreal. It's like they cannot take half of what they dish out there. They are in shambles. They cannot believe why the mother of their favorite is getting dragged because they are above reproach according to them. They aren't able to comprehend the fact that actually no one is bigger than the program. They cannot comprehend the fact that in 2026, their favorite and her family have been weighed. There's a word that we have, for this in my native language. But it all comes down to the fact that people no longer rate them as they used to. The more you become a loud mouth, like what Mama Tina was doing, throwing the shade and all of these things, playing in people's faces, at some point the respect that people have for you will be gone. In fact, there's an African proverb for that. If you are the bigger person in the family, carry yourself as such so that the younger people will respect you. But if you take for granted the respect and the grace that the younger people give you, the result is your gumbo being trolled and dragged on TikTok. Do I believe everything that's being said on TikTok? Absolutely not. Because there are also loopholes, to be honest, when it comes to that entire gumbo story. Do I think that there are cloud chasers that are posing as customers? Absolutely. But do I care to vindicate Mama Tina? Absolutely not. Do you know why? It is because what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and vice versa. So, I mean, if they're able to propel narratives, unconfirmed narratives about certain artists, their families, and stuff like that, do you know what people will do in retaliation? They won't care as well. Any person who's going to come on TikTok and claim that, oh, they had diarrhea, people are going to push that story. No one is going to do a double checking or anything of that sort. And the beehive cannot seem to comprehend that because I saw an entire speech from a certain account of how people are bothering Mama Tina. Oh my God, she's an older lady. Oh my God, it's not right. People are only doing it because it's Beyonce's mom. If it wasn't Beyonce's mom, people wouldn't be doing this. Blah, 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 blah. No. If it wasn't Beyonce's mom, it would have been worse. Somebody said if it was another person's mom, another person who I will not mention by choice, if that was her mom who had done anything close to that, somebody said TMZ would have written 9 articles about it. TMZ would have reached out to those TikTokers, asking them about the gamble. TMZ would have been approaching authorities and lawyers and even KFC managers and McDonald's managers. The CEO of McDonald's would have been asked about that gamble. That's what exactly they would have done. So in my own opinion, I really don't think that whatever is happening to Mama Tina is anything compared to, what these other people do also to other celebrity moms and family. This is literally half or even below half of what they serve to other celebrities. So she is no exception in my own opinion. She's actually very fortunate, if you ask me, that no major publications are picking up this story. But it did get closed at some point. I heard that it was reopening or something like that, but it did close. So the closure itself, in my own opinion, might indicate that actually there was some serious investigation happening. And I don't think that serious investigations can just happen, if these people are out there just cloud chasing and trolling. It means that someone somehow did actually file entire complaint and it was compelling enough for the authorities to take action. But let me know in the comment section, you guys, are you sympathizing with Mama Tina and her gamble? Or are you just like, it isn't Animal Farm, all animals are equal in this world? Now let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Doja Cat, okay? Doja Cat was out there covering Vogue. The pictures, very much Doja Cat. The conversation, very much weird. You really, truly cannot follow when it comes to Doja because you don't understand what message she's trying to convey. Oftentimes, I just feel like somebody who just speaks just for the sake of, seeming unusual, in my own opinion. And somehow Freckles was out there. I'm talking about Lying Caesar. She was out there talking about what Doja Cat is like as a person. And I was like, where is Freckles coming from? Speaking about Lying Caesar, you guys, it seems like she's really trying to get underneath Nicki Minaj's skin. She posted a picture of herself with Rihanna and Beyoncé and say that, oh, I'm joining the greats in as far as selling 100 million units. And we all know that Nicki Minaj reached that statistic, I think it was a couple of years ago. And why they're now saying that she's joining Beyoncé as if Beyoncé is the only person who has sold 100 million units is just interesting to me. I don't know if this is an attempt to erase Nicki Minaj, but what I know for sure is that the erasure of Nicki Minaj is impossible. It is impossible when a whole vice president is sitting on there talking about her. Like, how are you going to be able to cancel her? Like, it doesn't make any sense. How are you going to be able to cancel somebody that even the politicians are obsessed with? It's giving obsessed at this point. And Caesar knew exactly what she was doing with that post. I don't know, maybe she enjoys the attention that comes with that or what. I really, truly do not know. That being said, I saw cousin Sloth posting her pictures in the gym, and to me it was very much giving she was trying to debunk the rumor that she might be pregnant. You do know that recently when she posted, a lot of people were speculating that she is pregnant, and so in my own opinion, I feel like she was out there just debunking the rumor that she's pregnant. She posted a full picture of herself in a couple of videos, and so it seems like it was a false alarm. The woman is actually not pregnant. Okay. That being said, I also saw lottery ticket clearing entire Instagram, and people are questioning what exactly is going on with that. Is that a new era coming? Is she pregnant? What exactly is going on? Did you guys peep that? And why do you think she has deleted that? And do you think that she would be daft enough to procreate with a man who allegedly is married? I don't think that she would do that. I mean, from her conversation with Nicki Minaj, the leaked conversations, I did pick up that, she might not be the sharpest tool in the box, but I don't really think that to the level of procreating with someone who's still tied to another person. I don't know, you guys. Do you think that she would be daft like that? Given what she has witnessed happening to her friend, who called her PA Latto, but then again, she's the same woman who was still hanging with Advovo BBL and pretending to be cool after being called a hoo-ha behind Latto. I mean, PA Latto. She still pretended to act like, oh, we're the best of friends. Oh my God. So now at this point, actually looking on the other side, I do feel like, yeah, in fact, maybe she's capable of doing that. So you haven't learned from the NFL disgrace? Ma'am, you don't have to do all of that. Does she know that? Oh, she's out there idolizing the nonsense that's being done in the name of lick back. If you're licking back, pledging your womb as as something to prove your a point, where then I don't know what to say. Like, really, I understand getting your lick back and everything, but I wouldn't want to believe that any sane woman would be out there playing get back games with their womb. I'm sorry. It's not something that I would really think that anyone with any common sense would do. But then again, in the female rap space, we've all realized that common sense is not so common after all. But that being said, thank you very much for watching, you guys, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. And again, my apologies for the inconsistencies in the past couple of days. At this point, you guys just have to know that something is going on. Since I changed my job last year, things have not been the same. If you've kind of noticed, the pressure has been kind of different. So, yeah, I feel like at that old job, we were just playing, honestly. Now I just feel like maybe we were just playing, because now I just don't even understand. Like, I don't even have time sometimes to eat. There are days where I just go through and I'm like on the go and I don't even realize and I'm skipping meals and all of these things. So, but today is a good day. It's a calmer day. So, until my next one, see you.